Just a sec. Yeah, good afternoon all. So we will be starting with the IELTS class today, and today topic is going to be listening. It will be a complete test that we will be practicing today, all the 40 questions altogether, right? The classes, guys, these are provided by CECA, and you have this number for any query you have in your mind regarding your process regarding the Canada migration, or just like you are somewhere around sitting outside of the Australia and you have some queries to regarding student visa or other option of the visa. So you can just contact on this given number. Maybe you can contact through the Facebook and you get your piece of advice for free. And we do offer the overseas health cover, which is lowest in price, and that's recorded. And we do offer the PTE classes as well. And timing for the PTE classes is 10 to 12 Melbourne time, right? And there are Nati CCL classes as well for Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, and Nepalese. So if you after or any other person after such classes, so you can give them the details, the Zoom links. If you don't have, you can just simply text on this number for the Zoom link, and you will be getting that and forward them, and everybody can attend that class. There is no limitation to the number of classes, nothing like that. So you can attend as many as classes you want to, right? So this is how it is. And starting with the module today, which is listening. So listening is same for academic and general. There is no difference in the listening. So let's talk about listening first. So we got 4 section and 40 question. So description of every section is written here, like what it will be consisting of. So 2 speaker in first, second 1, third 3 to 4, and section 4th again there is only 1 speaker. 3 and third and fourth, they are academic in nature. That means the conversation you will be hearing, they will be more technical, academic, having such sort of vocabulary in them. The first 2 sections, the section 1 and 2, they will be more of a social context. That will, whatever you will be hearing in there, it's more of the social context, like the everyday life, like something we do in society with family, friends, and we enjoy the tour trips, right? So some sort of that conversation, the general life conversation, that will be part of 1 and 2. And the more academic, more technical conversation regarding studies, regarding projects, regarding presentations, regarding like the any seminar conduction. So such sort of context will be there in the third and fourth, right? So this is how the 4 sections will be, and difficulty level, it keep on rising from section 1 to section 4. So it is more important to pay more concentration as you move toward the section 3rd and 4th, but doesn't mean that you are not paying attention to the 1 and 2, because every question is equal. You will be getting 1 mark for every right answer. You will be getting a 0 mark for every wrong answer. There is no negative marking. So that's why every question got the equal weightage, whether you getting it like just in one go, whether it's really hard to understand and paraphrase and get the things out of the audio recording, you will be getting same 1 mark, but every mark counts toward your final target score. So paper based exam, you will be hearing 30 minutes audio and 10 minutes you will be having to transfer your answer from the question booklet to the answer sheet. Computer based exam, you're doing the listening 30 minutes again, the audio will play, and after that you will be having 2 minutes just to check uh, your answer. It is not like you can type something over there. It's just that you can simply check your answer, because 2 minutes they are really precise, and that's how it is. Shan, I have a thing for you. Can you please send me the link for this class on the group, on the IELTS group?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I need that. Somebody's asking for it, so it will be quite handy if you can do that. Thank you. All right. So, and yeah, in a paper-based exam, we're using a pencil, not a pen. Why? Because if something gets wrong, so rather than making it untidy, we can easily erase it with the eraser and we can rewrite it. So it is wise to use pencil, not pen. Yeah, but your name, your candidate number, your birth, whatever details you are giving, in the box mentioned with your details, that you're filling up with the pen only. But after that, whatever you are writing as your answer, that all you should be writing in pencil. And always check your headphones prior with like, as the test is going to be started in another 1 or 2 minutes. So they'll give you three chances to check your mic. So they'll play an audio, make you hear, and ask you if your mic is working well. So just plug it, unplug it, do the volume up and low, and see if it's working with everything. If it's all good, yeah, that's cool. If it's not, then simply ask to change the headphone earpieces, because in between the test, if you got any issue with your headphones, they are not responsible for that, because as they have given you chance to already check those earpieces, right? So scores are calculated by the correct answer, and you will be hearing every piece of recording, each piece of recording once only. There is no playback button. There is no nothing like you can repeat and listen. No. Once it's gone, it's gone. So if you are paying attention, you will get it. If you're not paying attention, simply you can't get it, right? Okay. Okay, Shan, this is, no. You need to send me into the group. Send me on my number. You can do that?
What's that?
Send me on my mobile number. You got my number, right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you just send me over there, and I just send to that girl. She wants to join in. Just bear with me, guys. Just 2 minutes. Let me enter one more student, and we'll be moving forward. Okay. Okay, thank you, Shan, very much. Let me forward it to her. Cool, thank you. Just a sec. Just add her. Just a second. All right, so moving on. Okay, there she is. All right, so moving on, tips and strategy for the same. Answers must be written in one case only. So if you started off writing your answer in the capital letters, so keep continuing writing all the answers in capital letters. Just in case you started off writing in the small letters and cursive writing, so just follow the same pattern for all the answers, right? But remember that the highly recommended is that you are writing all the answers in capital only, because that's the best way possible. You can skip any punctuation capitalization error, and you can score good marks, right? So capital letters, all your answer just in this form, like as it is written garden, as the Mr. Brown is written. So these we call capital letters, all the capitals, right? Keep an eye on number of words for each answer. So it's very important that when you're writing your answer, how many words they are asking, right? Whether they're asking 2 words, 3 words, with a number, without a number, only a number, only a word, right? So in which pattern they are asking the answer, it's very important. You are want to write, like just in case you are writing 1 to 3 year old, and it says only 3 words. So now you are writing numeric 1-3, and then you are writing old. So your answer will be marked wrong, provided that your answer is right. You have heard it and it is actually there, but the pattern, the way you are writing that answer is wrong, you won't be scoring that mark. So these are very technical things about writing your answer, but not difficult at all. You understand once and you just continuing following it, and you will be keep scoring good here. And these are the possible combination when it says no more than 2 words and or a number. So these are all the possible combinations, right? So 1 word, 2 words, one number, 1 word and 2 number, right? So this is how it is. Sometimes it just say no more than 2 words, that's it. So that means these first two combinations are true, right? Sometimes it says no more than two words or a number. That means I can either write only number, I can either write two words, either or, right? So this is how you have to look into the format, because format matters a lot here. So moving on, it is a question like if I have to write something like the place name, so do I need to use the prepositions? So the answer here is it depends on the question category. Just a second. If the question is like place and this is like a separate space given for the answer, you're not writing any preposition before. You want to write Melbourne, just write it away. Don't write in Melbourne or something like that. Then there is a question which is actually a sentence completion type, like half of the sentence given and this is a running sentence and there is a blank maybe at the last, maybe in between, right? So in that case you have to see like do it need a preposition, like I have to write in Melbourne, at any suburb, right? Okay, so according to the question type you select whether you are putting preposition or not. And another factor, when suppose you have only one word to write, you can only write one word as your answer. There is a limit to word which is one only, so in that case you just writing the noun first. So what is the noun here? The name of the place itself, right? That's the noun. So you are picking noun and dropping any preposition, right? And just in case it says two words and you see this is a sentence like this, it's a sort of sentence completion question, so then you can write in Melbourne. The best place to treat him is in Melbourne, Box Street, right? So just in case whatever you want to write, so you are writing in that way. And all words and numbers are counted. Even you are writing an article you are writing an article the and, that's also counted as one word. So don't feel like I'm writing a whatever and it's like only one word will be counted. No, it's not the case. And spellings, they are very important. You writing the answer and your spellings are wrong, whether your answer is right, the answer is Melbourne only, but the spelling of Melbourne is not right, so you won't be scoring that mark. Punctuation is important. That means if suppose any answer need a hyphen in it, so if you're not using that hyphen you will be losing that mark. It needs a comma, you're not using, you're losing mark. It need a capital letter, you're not using, you're losing mark. So what is the capitalization can easily be taken care by capital letters for all the answers, all the capitals for all the answers. And except the hyphen and comma, you know that when you are writing two three things in an answer, so you just dividing them or obviously differentiating them with the comma, that's it. Hyphen, there will be one or two question with a hyphen, like pre words, pre-screening. So pre-screening needs a hyphen in it, right? And sometimes it's um, pre-planning, some sort of words which actually and they need a hyphen in that. So those are the words where you need to put a hyphen. Other than that, there are not many words where you are putting hyphen. So it is not that difficult, but yes, we have to take account of these things as well, because every mark is important. I'm writing the answer, not putting a comma or hyphen, I'm losing that mark. So there is no fun in that, right? So it's important. So how to answer? Maybe we're writing words, maybe we're writing letters, or maybe we're writing a combination of both, right? So it depends on the instruction. So the more important is the instruction of the question, which tell us in which format we are writing our answer. So these are the question type of the listening. Multiple choice, like where they are given 4 option and we have to select one, 3 option we have to select one. And then come the form completion, note, table completion, flow chart, then summary completion where we have to complete the sentences written, right? Then the plan, map, diagram, labeling, right? Then comes the matching where they have given a name of the person and there are statements and we have to match which person is saying what, right? Or which person has did this experiment, did this discovery, did this study, right? And then the sentence completion, as I gave you example, the best place to treat him, sort of those are counted as the sentence completion. Then comes the short answer question. So short answer question are like, they give you 1, 2 or max 3 words to write as an answer to the asked question. So those we call short answer question, when they simply put a question, okay, uh, when will be the match starting for this year? So the answer is September. So this case, this we call as journal question is asked, and there is a answer in the recording, and we just picking it up and writing it up. And then don't try to understand everything. So you will be listening a lot of things in this listening, right? Like as we guys are talking, suppose we just talking to a point to point, but sometime I give you additional information as well, some examples, some more explanation to make you understand better. But you see the key point is only 1 or 2. So those are the things which actually we are looking into our recordings as well. So we have to, and what are the key points there? Our question itself. Whenever I'm hearing an answer to my question, so that's the area, that's the piece of recording audio I have to concentrate and get every word out there, right? Other than that, maybe I'm not getting a word properly, maybe I'm not understanding it. It's okay, because our prime target is, or main target is, to find the answer to the asked question. And if we're finding that, doesn't matter I haven't understand the whole thing what they are talking about, because I don't have to get involved into that conversation. Yes, I'm concentrating because I'm looking for some specific information which are my questions, right? Always prepare beforehand. Like I'm doing question number 3, I got the answer, and then don't stop there. Don't feel like, okay, whenever the 4 will say something, then only I will see the 4th one. No, you have to just quickly go to 4 and just look into what I'm looking for now. Okay, now I'm looking for a postcode. So keep listening and keep an eye on next question. For every question, keep an eye and find what you are finding out there, what you are looking for in the audio. A postcode, a timing, a name, a person, or a work, what type of work I'm submitting, a written assignment, a project work, a presentation, an essay, right? So it depends what I'm looking for. Plan your question, just look into question, read it, and see which WH I'm after. WH mean what, why, how, whose, which. So what you are looking for basically. So answers, they can be anywhere in the recording. There is no rule like I am hearing question number 1, after 3 sentences question number 2 will come. No, it can be after first only. The next sentence is your next answer, right? And or the next sentence contains the next answer. Or maybe 4, 5, 6 sentences have passed, my answer have not come. In the 7th, my answer is lying around, right? So there is nothing like that. It can be anywhere in the recording. So that's why we cannot lose concentration here. We have to stay focused if we want to get all the answers. So keep an eye right on the next. Make notes while listening. So sometimes the question is very tricky. They keep on changing the answers a lot. So we don't understand what is the right answer here. So what we can do there, we should make notes quickly. Okay, I heard yellow as well, green as well, and red as well, right? But for yellow, they maybe said students, green they said teacher's color, and red they said toddler's color, right? So now just after when you are done with the entire listening, that preparation time or that checking time, 2 minutes within CBT, or in paper based you got 10 minutes. So then you can decide better which option I'm picking up according to the question, right? And even if you have to make guess, you should be having few notes to do the guesswork. There is no negative marking, so never leave any question unanswered. Always write whatever you feel could be the possible answer, right? If gets right, you get 1 mark. So don't leave any question space blank. Always write whatever you feel the most possible answer for that particular space. These are very important things here. The common traps of the recording. So the common traps, that mean how they trap you down into the recordings. Because if everything is on a platter, so what's the fun of, and how they will be assessing you for your listening skills, right? So there are some tricks they use in the recordings, and what are those? So the answers that are changed. First trick is, when you will be hearing an answer, suppose, and this is in a time sort of example, but let me take example of the place, right? So maybe there is a question in the booklet that it says, where will be the Tuesday match held, right? So Tuesday match, where it will be held. So where, that means I'm looking for a place here, right? So the answer will start like, okay, so as like the previous year, the match is planned in the auditorium number 3, but due to the unforeseen circumstances and the construction we going on there, we are planning it to take it to the outdoors. But depending on the weather condition, if it is not a rainy day, then it is outdoor. But just in case it starts raining, then we are planning to just go to the indoor stadium, right? So 3 places names are there, so they keep on changing. I'm looking for a place name and they keep on changing the place's name, right? So this is one of the trap. Maybe I heard the first word as the place name, I quickly write it down and I just be very stay calm, okay, I'm done with this question. Now this is not the case sometime, right? They keep on changing the answer and you have to see what. Okay, now it says where it will be held. So basically out of all these things, it is like outdoors where the match will held, because they haven't asked in the question where the match will be held if it starts raining, right? Then it will be indoor stadium. And if the question asks, okay, last year where the match was held, then auditorium, right? So this is how the question is also important, but also you have to see what piece of information specifically I'm after, right? They keep on changing answer in one sentence, so listen till the end. Till the end they haven't completed the sentence or the whatever talking they are doing for that particular question. Don't stop listening, paying attention. Okay, pay attention, listen to the end and listen what they are saying, how many things they are changing, and just decide on according to question what is my answer. And sometimes they use similar words in the recording. So text, like in the question text, the same word is written, right? And in the recording, the same word you are hearing. They never say answers in the same word. They always follow paraphrasing technique. If they have to say recording, they will be saying audio clips, right? They won't be using recording word. If they're using the same word recording, there is, that mean it is a trap. You have to look the entire option given, right? Only after that validated. Otherwise, always your answers will be in a paraphrased way. They are rarely in the same way or in the same words as they are written in the question booklet, right? But yes, it is sometimes true, but for the 4 section only. 4 section, there are some words which are technical. They don't change them, right? Because there is no paraphrasing for them. So in that case only you will be hearing same words. But besides that, majority of the time they do paraphrase. Yes, please. Rupinder, you have a question? Okay, no. Then repeating words, right? So sometime, like normally it happen in section 3 because there are MCQ in the section 3. So the students, and you see the normal conversation in section 3 is students talking to each other, student talking to professor, student talking to tutor, right? Or this is sort of journal conversations you will be hearing. So what happened here? So there will be 3 options, right? And out of that one option they will be saying again and again, and you feel like, okay, now this is much, they are repeating it a lot, maybe this is my answer, right? This is a trap. Maybe the real answer they say really quick, and the answer which actually not right, they're saying it again and again to confuse you, right? So just concentrate on question, what I am looking for, hearing for, and then just pick that information only. Don't fall for this trap either. And sometimes they repeat a word maybe twice only, and they emphasize it, like putting stress, word stress on that. So then in that case, yes, that can be your answer. Listen for plurals, right? So because there is no tricks like singular plural in IELTS. If the answer is plural, you writing it singular, your answer will be wrong, and vice versa, right? It seems a tiny mistake but can make you lose 2-3 marks easily, right? And 2-3 marks are one which can take your score from 8 to 8.5 and 7 to 7.5. So it's very important. And just in case there is a plural like say book, and you feel like the answer need to be books, you're not sure about, so like In the entire 40 question, once you can use this trick, which says using brackets. Write book and put a bracket and put S in the bracket. So this is only once you can do. Besides that, you have to listen properly what word you are hearing, and obviously the question itself tell you the answer can be plural or it can be singular only. So it's your grammatical understanding as well. Right. So these are the things here, and many other things are also there. So let's do one section of the listening, right? And after that, we'll come back to the slides again and just continue from here, right? So let me stop it and I'll share you the first section of the recording for today. So here it is. Okay, let me fix it on one space. Come on. Okay. I think I need to share this like that. Okay. So these are the first 10 questions, right? So every section will be having 10 questions. So here, as usual, I tell you the first section 1 will be the recording of a conversation between two people, one person asking question, other person answering them. Wherever you see number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are your question. So those are the places where you are concentrating, right? Just let me you see you read the question, instruction and everything, and I'll be just back with the recording. So almost there. You just keep looking into questions, read them. Rupinder, why are you drawing on it? Okay. So I'm about to play the recording. Be ready to hear. Just a sec. All right. So here it is. So soon the audio you will be hearing.
Section 1. You will hear a telephone conversation between a woman who is selling some furniture and a man who is making inquiries about it. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5.
This is the time for preparing. That means you are
You will
reading
see that there
questions.
is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
So always there will be an example.
Hello, Carolyn speaking. Hello, my name is Lincoln Faraday, and I'm ringing to see if you still have the bedroom furniture that you advertised for sale. Yes, there are 3 items left. 2 bedside tables and a dressing table. The woman said she has 3 items available, so 3 has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5. Hello, Carolyn speaking. Hello, my name is Lincoln Faraday, and I'm ringing to see if you still have the bedroom furniture that you advertised for sale. Yes, there are 3 items left. 2 bedside tables and a dressing table. Oh, good. They're just the items I'm after. Tell me, what's the construction of the bedside tables? I mean, what are they made of? Well, they're a matching pair and they're made of wood, but the wood has been painted. It's not brown anymore. It's been painted cream. I see. Each table has a shelf and 2 drawers. Oh, and the drawers have square brass handles. Quite modern and quite nice, really. And what about the dimensions? Well, each table is 50 centimetres wide. That's good. Much bigger than that, and they wouldn't fit beside my bed. I live in an apartment where the bedrooms are quite small. What I really need to know is how tall they are. You see, my bed's quite high. 65 centimetres high and 45 centimetres deep. Just a couple more questions about the bedside tables. What condition are they in and how much are they? They're in perfect condition. There isn't a mark on them. I had them painted professionally, you know, so the finish is much better than you'd normally expect. As for how much, I think £15 each would be fair, but I'll only sell them as a pair, so that's £30 all up. Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10.
So this is how you will be just hearing the conversations here. So 1 to 5 you heard. So now this time they have given you to check your work, but what you are doing in this time, because you know that the audio is not going to play again. So your task is to read question number 6 to 10. Prepare WH, like what I'm looking after for every question, so that you already know what I'm focusing on in the audio I'll be hearing next, right? So, okay, now you will be hearing question 6 to 10.
Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10. Now, can you tell me about the dressing table? Yes, it matches the other tables in colour and style. Good. How many drawers does it have? 5 altogether. The bottom 2 drawers hold more as they're deep. And the dimensions? How wide is it? That's all I need to know. It wouldn't be more than 1.5 meters, would it? Well, just under actually. It's 1.25 meters across. Does it have a mirror? 3. Sorry? It has 3 mirrors, you know, a central one and a narrower one on each side. And they're all adjustable. I see. And the overall condition of the dressing table? Well, it has a couple of scratches on the surface, but it's still in good condition, so I'm asking £50. Could I call round and have a look later today? What time were you thinking of? In about half an hour. Oh, yes, that's fine. By the way, my name is Carolyn Klein. It's on the gate at the front of the house. Klein? Is that K-L-I-N-E? That's right. And I live at 19 Domain Road. Did you say the main road? No, Domain. D-O-M-A-I-N Road. That's just off Ashgrove, isn't it? Yes. See you soon then. Yes, in about 30 minutes. That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, so now you are writing the answer in the chat box for 1 to 10 questions, number wise, and sending it to me so that I can check.
I've got a call, so can you tell me my answers last? I'll come back.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I received only Kimberly's answer. I'm waiting for other students' answer. Type them and send, please. Okay, Sean, got it. Checking them up. Sean, first is wrong, second right, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and 9 and 10. They are right. Rupinder and Zarish, send your answer.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Roop. How are you?
Ma'am, I know about where the answer is typed.
Okay, you have to look for the chat option where there is a mic, video camera, and mic option. And there is, you see, they have written chat. You get it?
Ma'am, in chat option?
Yes, in chat option, when you will be typing and sending the answer, they will come to me because I changed the setting. Now you will be able to send messages to me only, right? So you type and send.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, cool. Okay, so answer Zarish. Yes, Rob, I'm fine. How are you? So you late today? And Zarish, the answer number third, this is where you have started from. Third is third, fourth, six, no, third, fourth, seven is incomplete also, but it's right. Third, fourth, seven, and 10th. These are right. So we did the section 1 of the listening. This is for the participants who just joined in. Kimberly, you there? Can you say your answer? You still busy? Just let me just text me, let me know when you are here and able to hear. Rupinder, I'm waiting your answers and then we will be moving to the next section.
Okay,
Before that,
ma'am.
we'll be talking the answers which you have typed in, any one of you have typed in wrong. Okay, got him. Just a sec. First is right, then third,
Yes.
then fifth, then after that 10th. These are right. Okay, let's talk about the answers here. And the answer number 1 here is green. So you have written green. If you have written green, it's wrong. It's cream. The second is brass. B-R-A-S-S. The second answer is like the handles made of brass. Then 65 is the third answer. That height is 65 centimeter. Condition is perfect. What he said, the condition is perfect. The price is for both. We have to write the price for both, which is 30 pounds. So I'm writing 30 with the pound sign, works. I write 30 with word. It says no more than one word. So I'm writing pound and a 30 here, or I'm writing pound and with a 30 here. So it will also will be correct. But yeah, one word. So either it's 30 and pound is in symbol form. The sixth one is deep. It says 5 and 2 are deep. Then the seventh is 1.25. So you see they have not given unit of measurement. So we have to write 1.25 meter or m. Unit of measurements, I told you it's important to write. Then eighth one, it is adjustable. And spellings need to be correct, right? And adjustable. Your spellings are incorrect. That's why it's wrong. And then pound 50. Pound 50 again, pound sign. Then write 50. Then this is domain road. Domain. That's what she said. Domain road. So these are the answers here. Got it? So the few answers which are wrong for few of you. So these are the right answers. And yeah, that's it. Okay, now let's move to the second section of the recording. Just a second. I'm sharing on the screen with you. So here is the section 2 with question number 11 to 20. So bear with me. Just showing you up. So these are sort of not so much visible. You have to do hard work here to understand what it's written. Okay, here it is. So basically these are images. So that's why it's a bit difficult to read them. But yeah, let me just enlarge the size of these one. Okay. Good? Good enough? Yeah? Good enough? Visible, guys? Can see?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. Let me just make you hear the recording for this one. Read the question. Meanwhile, I'm just going to the recording of it. Okay, here it is. So I'm playing this one now.
Turn to section 2. Section 2. You will hear a tour guide talking to a group of tourists who are visiting a cave in Vietnam. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 15.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our visit to one of the most famous caves in Vietnam. As you know, this cave is famous for its wildlife, and one of the creatures you will observe in here is the small cave cockroach. They live mostly on the bird and bat droppings that are so plentiful in the caves. The guardrails along the trails are covered with these droppings, and this makes a feast for the cockroaches. So be careful where you put your hands. They will not harm you, but it can be a shock if you touch them. Once you're in one of the main caves, look out for the green centipedes. They will not be on the trail, but can often be seen on the wall close by. They feed on other insects and are fascinating to look at because of their color and, of course, their many legs. Please do not try to pick one up, though. These centipedes have a very nasty poisonous bite. There are also deep red millipedes. These have a fully rounded shape, and they look like a streamlined, elongated train with 100 or so closely packed legs extending right and left. When you get to the large, high caves, you should look right up above you for the swifts and bats. The bats in this cave are mostly a type of dwarf bat, which are common in this part of the world. They will be clustered high up against the walls, maybe 100 or 200 together. They look like shadows high on the walls of the cave. They are likely to be very quiet right now, but because there are so many of them together, you will have no difficulty identifying them. They sleep all day until they all leave the cave in a massive flock on their nightly hunt for flying insects. The swifts are the creatures you can see flying around during the day, especially if they have young ones to feed. They can navigate in the darkness here and will fly outside in ones and twos at dusk to catch small winged insects like mosquitoes. However, they tend to return before it's pitch black outside, and they do not hunt at night. The swifts make nests, usually higher up on the ceiling of the cave.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 16 to 20.
The paths tend to run around the edges of the large caves. Mostly this is because the center is a mound of guano, the bird and bat droppings. This is also the source of the strong smell inside the caves. You may not like this smell, but the locals know its economic value. They have harvested the product of these caves for centuries. The guano is very valuable as fertilizer, and so it's collected each year, once the young birds have grown and the swifts have abandoned their nests. The guano is not the only valuable byproduct of the wildlife here. As you travel through the caves, you will notice some bamboo structures. These very flimsy-looking sets of poles that go a full 100 meters right up to the roof are what the locals climb up to gather the swifts' nests. These are even more valuable than the guano, as they are the main ingredient in bird's nest soup. Before you begin, it's time for some safety instructions. As you probably know, this is a huge cave that goes about 1 kilometer back into the hills, and in places it's 100 meters in height and 300 meters wide. There's no need to crawl around in here as you do in other caves, but it's dark inside, of course. That's why I insisted you bring a working light. Please check that it shines brightly and ensure that you stay together with others who have a good torch. In one of the larger areas of the cave, the roof is pierced, so some sunlight will get through. It is best to turn your torches off if you can see well and save your batteries. It's a good idea to put your waterproof jacket on now. The walls may be wet, but that's not the main reason for the jacket. The bats and birds do excrete, and they're above you, so just in case. And of course, your hat or hood also keeps you safe from animal droppings. It's not advisable to use the guardrails as handholds. There are lots of droppings on those rails, and don't forget the cockroaches. You absolutely must follow the marked trails. The guardrails on either side are put there so that you cannot mistake them. We take no responsibility for your safety if you go over or under the rails into other cave areas. Keep your torches shining on the path whenever you are moving, just to be sure of your footing, and don't try to go too fast. You might trip, and you will certainly miss some of the fascinating wildlife in the cave. Now, it's time to begin the tour.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Type in the answer and send. Send all answers, sorry, together. Don't break them. And if you joined in just now, so stay mute. I'll play this again for sure because I'm not getting all the answers from everyone. Okay, so the answer number
And
11,
I joined in just now, so
or yeah,
I joined in and I got only a few answers because I had a call on the phone.
all right, no worries. Simran, your 11 number question is right. Zarish, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 is right. Kimberly, 14 and 15 is right. 16 is right. 19 is right. But the way you have written it, it will be wrong. You won't be getting marked for this one. And Simran, 12 is right. Zarish, 16 is wrong. 17 right. 19 right. 20th not right. Roop,
19 be written. Could you just tell me? Right.
Yeah, I need to just tell everyone answer now. After that, we can answer. Otherwise, if I'll be
Yeah, okay.
explaining, they
Because
will.
it's my first time, I'm not done this.
Yeah, so just wait. After it is over, we will talk every answer. And Roop, the 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 is not there. 17, 19, and 20th. They all are correct. Simran, 12 is wrong. 13, 14, 15 is right. And Rupinder, 11 is wrong. 12 wrong. Okay, I'll say the right one. 14 and 15 is right. After that, 19 is right. And Roop 16 is still wrong. Okay, so our class is like started at 2 p.m. only. But the thing is, Melbourne time is like changed now. So now with India, we have 5 hours and 5 and 30. I mean, 5.5 hour difference. Firstly, it was 4.5 hour difference. Now it's 5.5 hour difference. So you can see if it's 2 here. So I don't know what will be the time 5.5 hour before in India. So that's how you have to see. So it's like 1 hour early. So maybe you are starting at whatever time. Suppose you're starting at 6. Now you have to start at 5. So this is how it is. And better you just get that time zone and you will see when it is 2, what is the time in India. So Simran, 16, yeah, that's right. 17, yeah. Spelling is wrong for 18, so wrong. 19, yes. 20th, yes. And okay, Jyoth, you were right. Okay, you just entered it. Aman, yes. If it starts at 9:30 in India, now it will start at 8:30 in India. All right, all right. Because the time has changed, it took a change here. All right, moving to the back to the questions here. Anybody up there with the answers? Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay, so you see the answers here. The 11 number answer, it is C, which is cockroach. Feed on the guardrail beside the path. If anybody wants to hear the audio, you can ask me because I just play the audio only on request. If I feel like you need it, I'll play it. Otherwise, we would be just keep moving on.
Can we play the audio? I mean,
For the which number of question?
From 11 to 15 maybe, if it's okay.
Okay, 11 to 15, yeah. But a quick one.
Yeah,
I'll
quick.
forwarding it in between.
Yeah.
Turn to section 2. Section 2. You will hear a tour guide talking to a group of tourists who are visiting a cave in Vietnam. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 15.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our visit to one of the most famous caves in Vietnam. As you know, this cave is famous for its wildlife, and one of the creatures you will observe in here is the small cave cockroach. They live mostly on the bird and bat droppings that are so plentiful in the caves. The guardrails along the trails are covered with these droppings, and this makes a feast for the cockroaches. So be careful where you put your hands. They will not harm you, but it can be a shock if you touch them. Once you're in one of the main caves, look out for the green centipedes. They will not be on the trail, but can often be seen on the wall close by. They feed on other insects and are fascinating to look at because of their colour and, of course, their many legs. Please do not try to pick one up, though. These centipedes have a very nasty poisonous bite.
Got it? D.
There are also deep,
Yes.
fully rounded shape, and they look like a streamlined, elongated train with 100 or so closely packed legs extending right and left. When you get to the large, high caves, you should look right up above you for the swifts and bats. The bats in this cave are mostly a type of dwarf bat, which are common in this part of the world. They will be clustered high up against the walls, maybe 100 or 200 together. They look like shadows high on the walls of the cave. They are likely to be very quiet right now, but because there are so many of them together, you will have no difficulty identifying them. They sleep all day until they all leave the cave in a massive flock on their nightly hunt for flying insects. The swifts are the creatures you can see flying around during the day, especially if they have young ones to feed. They can navigate in the darkness here and will fly outside in ones and twos at dusk to catch small winged insects like mosquitoes. However, they tend to return before it's pitch black outside, and they do not hunt at night. The swifts make nests, usually higher up on the ceiling of the cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. All
Before
good.
you hear the rest of the talk,
Okay. So the remaining answers are for the question number onwards 16, fertilizer. So if you're giving answer as fertilizers, plural, you will be wrong. What is the guano from caves used for? Fertilizer. Only singular answer. What are the bird's nest from the cave used for? Soup. S-O-U-P, right? And then 18, light or torch. Carry a light, or you can write carry a torch, and torch spelling is T-O-R-C-H. Then 19 is jacket, right? Or maybe waterproof jacket. So if you're writing waterproof, you have to see it says no more than 2 words. So waterproof is never 2 word, it is a 1 word. So you're dividing it into 2 words, making the altogether count 3 words. Your answer will be wrong. Then 20th, trails or path. Marked trails or marked path. Trails, if you're writing, you have to write plural. Path, you're writing, you have to write singular. Now time changes. Can you tell me? Yeah, this is I'm telling. If you are India, you have to start this class at 8:30 in the morning, right? Okay, let's move to the next section, section number 3, and you can better decide. See here, like as we are moving from section 1 to 2, so the difficulty arises. So it do happen when you will be now moving to section number 3 and then section number 4. Right, so let's do the section number 3 now. Just a sec. It's quite difficult to gather on the new data every day. So we got MCQs here. That's what we will be doing now. So this is the third one. The MCQs, there are 3 MCQs, 3 options for every answer. After that, we got sentence completion, right? Where we cannot write more than 2 words. Then the question, we have to complete the notes. Again, we cannot write more than 2 words. So just let me, okay. So this is field trip plan, that what we'll be hearing. And These are all the first 30 questions, 21 to 30. All right, all good? Visible?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me play the recording for this one. Keep on reading till the time the questions itself. It will start in another 1 or 2 minutes. It is loading, buffering up.
Section 3. You will hear a conversation between a student called Mary and her tutor, Mr. Hadstone. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hello, Mr. Headstone. Is this the right time for our meeting?
Yes, it is. Thanks for coming in at such a late hour, Mary. I know you've had a busy day studying and will be keen to get home. And thanks for volunteering to run this project. It's going to help you develop and practice skills needed by teachers today. Field trips are getting more and more a part of school life. So as a student of education, it'll be wonderful training for you. It's really a great opportunity.
We did loads of field trips at school, so I've got a good idea of what sort of things we could do.
I expect so. But we're here to go through the basics of planning one, and the trip leader carries a load of responsibility. Right now, you're focusing on activities, but your main job is to consider the dangers and come up with ways of countering or avoiding them. There are lots of government regulations you won't have been aware of on your school trips, but they're just a guideline for your own planning. Some of those school trips you went on would have been pretty adventurous, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and your plan needs to be tailored to the kind of trip you're doing. On a well-planned and successfully led adventure trip, we don't often hear of problems, even though sometimes there's bad weather, for example, that a school party has managed to combat. That's because the leader created a well-thought-out hazard management plan.
Ah, I thought I'd just be taking my mates out on a trek. Now it's all paperwork.
Yes, well, that's why I called you in. We'll work on this together over the next few days. I just wanted to give you a heads up on what you'll need to think about. There are some aspects that every trip needs to consider. What do you think they might be?
Well, heavy rain or high winds, I guess, and any dangers in the terrain.
Yes, we call those the significant factors. And another important one is the makeup of your group. But you don't need to go overboard. There are some kinds of hazard that you won't need to think about at all. Things like hurricanes, earthquakes, radioactivity, or major diseases such as cancer. The official name for those is unlikely events, because they almost certainly won't happen.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
Okay, so let's consider the hazards seen as most likely on a field trip into the countryside. Weather causes real problems. Overexposure to the sun or the cold, even the wind, can have a big impact. And of course, the weather can change very suddenly and without warning.
Yes, people can get into trouble in the hills if they don't bring extra layers of clothes and a jacket, even if they start walking on a hot day. Oh, and a raincoat too, of course. What's next then?
Well, let's think about possible activities and what you might need.
Yes, okay. Well, for hiking, of course, we need a first aid kit. Oh, and a decent topographic map of the area. And we need to make sure that more than one person can read it. I've run into lots of difficulties in the past with people who can't identify even major features, like rivers. And some people have no idea about contour lines. And I suppose a compass, too.
You'd need to list those. Then there are things that might be obvious but must be written down and considered seriously. For example, if there's a possibility of falling more than 2.5 meters, that's considered life-threatening. And I'm sure you would be aware of problems near the sea, like tides or high waves, and the trouble you can get into where there's a possibility of an avalanche or a mudslide or a flash flood if you're anywhere near rivers.
Yes. Well, I was thinking of an adventurous route for this trip. You know, that's always more fun. And it's such a cool feeling when you've achieved something really difficult.
Yes, okay, but then you need to consider who's going to be in your party. Don't go and plan things that are beyond the reach of most people, or you're asking for trouble. You need to take into account the physical strength and experience of the party as a whole. When you make your groups, make sure there's at least one person in each one who's been hiking a few times before.
Wow. There's a lot to write down, isn't there? I'm really keen to get started now.
Well, good, because there's a lot more detail to consider. For now, I'll just mention 2 more of the common hazards for high school trips in particular.
Yes.
The Ministry of Education website says don't use inexperienced volunteers, and don't allow student drivers to bring their own cars, or to drive anyone else's car for that matter.
Well, now I really have something to think about. Thanks, Mr. Headstone.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So type in and send. But Simran and Jyot answer, just letting you know. Just a second. Simran, 22 is wrong. Rest all correct. I mean, I haven't read the 26 onwards, but up to 25. Always send in one message, please. And Jodh, 21 is wrong, 23 is wrong, 25 is wrong, 26 is wrong because this is a 1, and 28 is wrong, rest is fine. Kimberly, 21 and 3, I mean, it's right. I'll just say the wrong one. Then 26, you haven't given, and 30th and 29. 30th is also wrong. And
26, I didn't get the 26 one. No.
26 and 29 is not there.
No, that's not there,
It's
yeah.
wrong. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Simran, 26, 7, 8, 9, and 30th. They all are correct. Roop, 22 is wrong. 25 wrong. 28 wrong. Rest fine. Rupinder, oh, sorry. Rupinder, 21 is right. 22 wrong. 3 is right. 26, 27, 28, and 29 is right. Yeah. All right. So the right answers from 21 to onwards. 21, Mary has been called in for meeting because. So that's the answer number 21, and answer to this one is B. And it says she has offered to lead an activity, right? So, and thanks for volunteering to run this project. This is sort of same thing. The most important part of planning a field trip is to think about and plan for problems, right? To thinking about the plan and working on the problems. That's the answer. 23rd, leaders must develop a hazard management plan. So that's what the tutor is telling. Then the 24 is significant factors, right? And 25 is which are known as events or unlikely events. Then the field trip plan. Field trip plan, everyone needs warm clothing and a raincoat, right? And raincoat is one word. Hiking first aid kit, map, and a compass. That what you need. Avoid routes where a avalanche, mudslide, or flash flood is possible. Flash flood. Think about the fitness and experience of the group, right? Experience. Do not allow student drivers to be responsible for transport. Student drivers. Basic word is drivers. But yeah, both are necessary to get 1 mark because that's how it completes the sense of the sentence here, right? So this is section 3. So now as we had just completed these 3 sections, I just want to go back to the slide and then we will be moving to the section 4. And as you have experienced the number of questions, as I was just telling you how the questions types will be. So that's what you have just experienced, the MCQ. You completed few of the notes, you completed few of the forms, right? Summary. So however, there are no labeling sort of question in here, but yeah, and then sentence completion, short answer question are also there. So as I told you, you don't have to understand everything, but you cannot lose focus. You cannot lose focus because you will be missing it. Plural, singular, they're the common mistake, but cost you 1 mark and bring back your score, right? And you see, as we are moving from section 1 to 3, the text will start having more length, the audio start having more length, the answers, they are more embedded, and we have to listen very carefully to look for the paraphrasing as compared to section 1 moving to 2 and 3, right? So listen to the example given carefully always. Simran, can you please turn the mic off? Thank you. So listen to example carefully. So when we started off the recording, there was an example played. So that example will tell you the pronunciation of the speaker, the speed, rate of speech, right? And it will prepare your mind like how hard it will be or how easy it's going to be, right? For the first section, of course, because that's where you are building your confidence up. So it's important to hear the example carefully, right? And then there are range of accent, but most predominantly you will be hearing, it's okay Simran, but most predominantly you will be hearing the British accent, the second in command will be the American, and the third will be the Australian one, right? But the mostly British and after that American accents, that what you will be hearing for. And you see you have just experienced the same, all the question are in the falling order, so there is nothing like the question 7 will play before question number 6. No, question 6 will be played with first, then 7, then 8. So there is a sequence of the question, so we don't have to worry about the sequence because they will play in a sequence. They won't skip any question, something like that, it never happened, right? Then this recording, it automatically play, and always there is a time when you start, when you change the section from 1 to 2, there is a 30-second pause, half a minute, right? When you are having a pause in between section, suppose the first 5 questions they said and after that you're giving you time to check your answer, so that pause will be 20 seconds, right? So those 20 and 30 seconds are really important to just look into the question, understand them, and plan on what I'm hearing for, right? So if you if you miss an answer, move quickly. There is no fun of staying back or sticking to that question, because just because of that you will be losing another 1 or 2 questions, right? So it's wise that whenever you see the audio has moved up forward, you also need to move to the next question. So in the section 4, that what we'll be doing today, now, so you will be sometime hearing technical academic language, which is actually sometimes not paraphrased, right? So maybe you're hearing some complicated, difficult words. So they will be same in the recording as they will be same in the text written on the question booklet, right? So that normally you will see them in the section 4. This is not true for the section 1, 2, 3, but yes, it can be there. So don't look for a paraphrasing if you're hearing same word and something sort of same is written in the question booklet, so that can be your answer as well, right? And a few more things about it, that you have to write your answer as you are hearing it. So sequence is important. If I'm hearing by an adult, an option saying an accompanying adult and adult, so an adult is in sequence in the recording, so that's gonna be my answer. I cannot pick an accompanying adult whether it is having more information, right? But I have to pick what I'm hearing in the sequence. So when you are done with the class here, or maybe you are just doing the practice on your own and you're done with the test, whole 40 question, always keep the transcript in front of you, right? Because all the recordings, they do have the transcripts, right? Just keep them in front of you, play the audio again, keep the question booklet in front of you and see how they track you down, how they just make you confused in the words they are saying, how they use singular, plural, so what is their way to pronounce some certain words. So this will all help you to grasp more and more information and knowledge for listening exam and making your score stands higher. And this is the most scoring module, and actually majority of you know that 8 is the required band score here if you are just after migration reasons, right? Then accuracy check, yes, that will help you to look for the spellings. I am writing adjustable, I'm putting a e in there in place of u, so that also help me the scripts how I can write the spelling accurately. And if I have any misunderstanding that I'm hearing a word something else and it is actually some other word, so I can learn that pronunciation. Okay, this word they say like this, so whenever they say something like this, it is this specific word, so it is increase your understanding of the pronunciation as well. And paraphrasing, we know that synonyms are the most commonly used, when they want to paraphrase something. Like if you have to say Duchess, which is actually the king's daughter as well, or sorry, Duchess who is the only king's daughter. So who is the princess? So princess and duchess, they are the synonym to each other, right? So I will be picking up duchess, right? So that's how they are giving option. That's how they are playing in the recording. And this is how they tried the question, paraphrased. Princess, duchess. Duchess who is the only king, and here they won't be right who is the duchess. An option giving king's daughter. So this is like they won't be saying same thing in the text as they have written in the they won't be saying same thing in the audio as they have written in the text, right? Just a few more things. And these are the common error, like check it twice, be precise is a slogan here. If you're writing cat in place of cats, vice versa, you will be losing mark. You're missing the unit of measurement, meter. Even M is very important. Even km, liter, LT, right? You don't know the full spelling, just make the abbreviated form of that. Or otherwise, learn spelling of meter, kilometer, liters, centimeters, millimeters. That's the unit of measure. Pounds, dollar. That's the common unit of measurement in the question. No unit given, mistake, losing mark. Wrong spelling, of course, big mistake, losing mark. Format is not right. Answer sheet said one word. You're writing 3-4 words. Wrong, right? So this is like silly mistake, I would say, very tiny but very important at the same time, because they make you lose more marks, as even you are just losing a mark by not knowing the answer, but knowingly you're not right in the format, you're losing that, right? And then, okay, finally,
Ma'am, can I ask a question?
yes, for sure.
Yeah, so when they give the time to read the next question, do we get time to write in the paper the answers, or we have to do it
So
at...
paper and pen based exam, you got 10 minutes to transfer your answer from the question booklet to the answer sheet,
Okay. But
right?
is...
But in computer based exam, you will be having only 2 minutes at the last. After the recording is finished, you got 2 minutes. So those 2 minutes are not basically to type your answer, those are to just recheck or just to look for spelling, measurement, singular, plural, punctuation, capitalization thing. So when you are appearing in CBT, so that's the then there you have to be more efficient in typing, or whatever way you are selecting your answer, because there are different formats in the CBT listening. Sometimes you have to drag the option, sometimes you have to only just click the right option, right? And sometimes you actually have to type it, right?
Okay.
But in paper pen based, there will be good enough 10 minutes to transferring the answer. So maybe you writing untidy in the question booklet doesn't matter. Your answer sheet is gonna be tested only.
Okay, but what is suggested paper based? I've never, like, I don't, what
It
is...
does, it would matter. It, yeah, you see, it all depends. If you feel like I'm comfortable for the computer based exam and I'm good with the computer typing and everything, then you go after that. There is no such big difference, except I told you one, right? And besides that, no, there is no difference, right? And yeah, you will get result in 5 days in CBT. And yes, more slots are available, but computer based, paper based, you get results in after 13 days, and less slots are available. But yeah, some students, they don't feel so comfortable on the computers, because you see the time is like as you know, you do PT, right? So how the time tickings down. So when you're sitting with the paper and pen, they maybe they feel more comfortable. So it's clearly a choice. No difference in marking, timing, nothing except the one I told you, listening timing, only for transferring answer. That's it.
And the speaking, is it paper based? Is it computer
Speaking is face-to-face interview only.
only?
It never change. Whether it's CBT, whether it's PP, it never change.
It
PP is
never
paper
changes.
and pen,
Okay, okay.
right? All right. But yeah, it's like if you want to know, Kimberly, all the things about this one, so just attend only a week class and you will be knowing
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah, I'll do that. I'm just trying. I...
Yeah. And yes, definitely you can ask as many questions you want to.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
these are the word indicators here. We say them, however, but then finally. So that means when they're changing their statement, sometimes they use however. That means they are about to change their answer. Maybe they said the auditorium, now they will be saying outdoors, right? Same goes to but. And then is also one word indicator that they are about to change or add a detail to that, right? Finally, also these are the word indicators. So these are when you are hearing them, you already done with your answer, but you're hearing such words, so that means it is not finished yet. Listen till end, so only so that you can get the correct answer. Maybe that is toward the end of the sentence, right? So yes, let's move to the last section. Let me just share the fourth section with you. So fourth section, there will be more recorded conversation. Length is same, but yes, the speaker will be a sort of seminar giver or a presentation, delivering a presentation. So there will be more lot of data you will be hearing to. So you have to concentrate more. This 4, what it is. All right, so this is, I'm sharing again. Okay, so it got 31 to 40 questions. So that's what I'm playing now. Just a second. Okay, almost there.
Section 4. You will hear a talk on the topic of world mythologies. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Today's lecture is about some of the common themes in world mythologies. Why do all cultures invent mythologies, and what do they have in common? Well, firstly, these stories provide explanations for the questions we all ask. How was the universe created? Where does the sun come from? What are the stars? A mythology is not the same as a religious doctrine, but nevertheless, most mythologies describe the creation of the world and how it was populated with people and animals. Mythological heroes are usually godlike characters with superhuman abilities and qualities, though they are not always benevolent. Some of them are jealous, proud, and deceitful, just like the humans who invent them. Although they are fantastical, the stories are accepted as a psychological reality by the cultures that create them. However, mythology has more than psychological meaning. Here's one example. In the period of ancient Chinese history known as the Warring States, China was changing. But the traditional mythologies reinforced the old political order. The emperor's chief minister noticed that some scholars were undermining the emperor by traveling through the country telling the old legends to the common people. Their stories were exerting a powerful influence on the community. The emperor forbade the telling of myths and commissioned the writing of new stories that supported his political ideas. Do not dismiss mythology as being old-fashioned and irrelevant to modern society. For example, George Lucas's Star Wars saga is a powerful retelling of an ancient mythological theme. When Luke Skywalker's story begins, he is an exiled and orphaned member of royalty who is then called to an adventure where he meets the powerful wizard Ben Kenobi. During his quest, he overcomes many dangers, slays the evil character Darth Vader, and rescues his beautiful sister, Princess Leia. So you can see that we're still busily creating new myths in the form of movies, comic books, and science fiction stories. This retelling of ancient legends speaks to us all at any age, as do the old stories that we have inherited from our own cultures. Stories from widely different cultures bear a strong resemblance to each other, and one of the best examples of this is the striking similarity of creation myths from around the world. In some of these stories, such as those from some American Indian tribes and the Aboriginal Australians, there is a creature, for example, a crab or a giant tortoise. This creature dives into the ocean and retrieves a small piece of earth from which everything else is created. Water and earth are the two most common elements in all the creation myths. However, in many creation myths, the world starts in a state of chaos, or a void, where there is no delineation of earth and sky. In Norse mythology, for example, a supernatural human being emerges from this void, and mountains, rivers, and earth are formed from his flesh and blood. This godlike creature is called Ymir. This creation of natural features from the bodies of the gods is a common thread in other creation mythologies, such as those of Mesopotamia. It frequently takes place after a god has died or been killed, and this introduces another common mythological theme, family rivalry. The Greek culture is a good example of a creation myth that features a family of quarrelsome and aggressive gods, all battling for power and a role in the creation of the earth. Gaia, the earth, gives birth to Uranus, the sky, and these two create a family of children, including monsters, who imprison, torture, and sometimes even kill and eat their own offspring. Creation myths do not provide examples of the cardinal virtues, but they do address universal themes of jealousy, war, and lust for power. Another common element is the image of a cosmic egg. One of the Chinese myths represents chaos as a hen's egg from which a creature called Pangu hatched. The parts of the egg separated. The heavy parts formed the earth, while the light parts formed the sky. For 18,000 years, the distance between the earth and sky increased by 3 meters a day, while Pangu grew at the same rate, his body filling the space between the two. Another mythology which features the earth and the sky separating comes from the Maori culture in New Zealand. In this story, the Sky Father, Rangi, and the Earth Mother, Papa, lie touching each other. They have many children, all boys, and these children plot together to separate their parents so that they can live in the light. After many failed attempts at separation, Tane, the god of the forest, lies on his back and pushes his parents apart with his legs. And where do humans feature in these stories? Most often they are formed after the creation of other natural features. For example, in the Chinese myth, humans were created from the fleas on Pangu's body. Once they had arrived on the scene, the humans often tried to elevate themselves to godlike status by taking knowledge from the gods. In Greek mythology, the humans tried to secretly take the knowledge of how to make fire.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, type in and send. And be quick in typing this time. "32" is wrong. 33, Kimberly, is wrong. 33, yeah. 37 is right. And 39 is right. Simran, 31, 2, 3 is right. 4 is wrong. 5 and 6. 5 is right, 6 is wrong. 7 is right, 8 is right, 9 is right, 40th is right. Yes, Kimberly, 40th is right. And Roop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is right. 37 is wrong. Then 8 is wrong. 9 is right. 40th is right. Rupinder, 31, 2 wrong. 33 right. 4 wrong. 5 wrong. 4 wrong. 5 wrong. 6 wrong. 7, no, it's not right. 8 wrong. 8 right, sorry. 38 is right. 39 and 40th is also right. Jodh, your answers, and rest I guess you sent. "23 out of 30. So you did 30. 23. Not bad, but can be better, Roop. Expecting more from you because this is not how much you score. Okay, and fine. Let me say the answers here. So the answer number 31 and 32, we can choose the two letters we have to. So it can be in either order. So A and C are the right answer. Stories to explain the unknown and characters with special power. Past methodologies or methodologies offered stories to explain the unknown and characters with special powers. Then 33 is C, the social power of myths. 34 is B, myths are still being retold today. Then 35, it is E, an animal brings up life from the sea, Australian, that's E. 36 is B, the world is formed from the body of a god, Norse. Then 37, the gods fight with each other, A, Greek feature. And 38, C, the earth forms as a god becomes bigger. So that's C. 38, Chinese. Then 39, a son separates his parents, Mori. Then 40th, people steal from the gods, Greek, A, right? So from 35 to 40th is E, B, A, C, D, A, right? So as you can now experience, the fourth section is difficult. You have a lot of to hear here, a lengthy conversation, a kind of lecture you are hearing. So one person is only there. Nobody is talking. He's talking to no one. It's only a monologue, right? And speaker is a lecturer here. So that's why you see this is how we normally hear to the lectures. It's even difficult to take notes while we are hearing to lecture because there are a lot of things like, right? Same goes here. So, but here we have these help here. We got the question in front of us. So we're reading it. We're just sticking to it till the time it's not said. Our answer is not yet arrived. When it is said, our answer has arrived. Right? Same way. Just pick some words from every option, every question you are looking at, and just focus on that keyword till the time it's not said. Your answer have not yet arrived. Right? So that's all for today listening class. I hope you have liked it. You can count on your score as well. Out of 40, how much you got today, right? So that's gonna be your score, and I'll tell you what is your band score in regards to that.
Ma'am, could you tell the first section? I wanted to know my answers. I was on the call and I couldn't get the 1 to 10.
I couldn't play it because I just
No,
moved
no,
it away, but I got the transcript for it.
just the answer. Just
The answer is A and C.
no, not that. I'm saying the 1 to 10. Question 1 to 10, section 1. If
Okay, but yeah, I because I just move it away. I'm just doing
Oh,
it on the Google,
okay.
and I think out of that, the first one, two, I tell you which is wrong. Which it is seventh, and it is eighth, and third also. No, third is not. Okay, seventh, eighth, and I get these two are wrong.
Okay, yeah.
So eighth is adjustable, that what I think, and it is with the unit of measurement, seventh one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right, all good. So let's see you tomorrow, and timing has changed for the students who are from India. So you have to wake up 1 hour early to attend the class, right? So if it's 9:30, now it's 8:30. All right, all good. So I'm ending this session now. We'll be seeing each other tomorrow. And tomorrow we will be doing the next module of the IELTS, right? All good. Thank you very much. So can I
Thank you,
end this
ma'am.
now? Yes, welcome, Simran. Thank you. Bye-bye,
Thank you,
guys.
ma'am.
Take care. Yeah. Bye-bye, Rupinder. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.